good morning and welcome. Running a little late this morning. Had a little glitch there, but that's okay. And this morning I'm going to do the normal thing. I'm going to revisit a word that we used before. And the word for today this morning is bambinate. All right, bambinate. And it means to make a sustained murmuring sound similar to a buzz or a drone. And it can be used in a sentence this way. The only sounds Jared could hear in the office that night were those of his own typing and the air conditioner bambinating. Nice. Good. Let's look at the thought for the day. And it says here, if you are not willing to learn, no one can help you. If you are determined to learn, no one can stop you. As the mighty sparrow said in song, children go to school and learn well. Or else, later on in life, you go catch real hell. If you're not willing to learn, no one can help you. And if you are determined to learn, no one can stop you. And this, if you delve into the intricacies of this, if you're determined to learn, I've witnessed, as a former teacher, I've seen students who came from what we would call deprived homes, underprivileged families. But for some reason, the willingness to learn was instilled deep in them. They would get there, not necessarily always in the right dress code and, the attire in comparison to other students. But they made it. They had that passion. They had that desire. They got that concept in their head very early, that in order for me and my children to get out of that situation that I am in presently, I've got to learn. I've seen them today, some as nurses, some as police officers, some as teachers, so many of them in different walks of life. So remember that if you are not willing to learn, no one can help you. However, if you are determined to learn, no one can stop you. Think about that for the day. Ponder on it. And if you were with me from 5 this morning, when let's say just a little after 5 after the BBC, you would have heard Joel Austin saying, you're still on track. Life has its ups and downs, but in the end, perseverance and, your destiny is not really in the hands of man. No. If he placed it in your heart, in your head, in your soul, that thing that you wanted to be, from young, you look at yourself and you want to be this. That's a dream. That's your destiny he placed in you. And sometimes things happen in life and you think, wow, I've gone off course. That can't happen again. No. Keep persevering. Keep pushing on. If he brings you to it, believe you me, he will bring you through it. Yeah. I want to repeat this for those of you who are just catching in. If you are not willing to learn, no one can help you. If you are determined to learn, no one can stop you. And that doesn't necessarily have to be only academics. There are so many things in life to learn. Behavioral patterns, so many things to learn. I wanted to cook. I wanted to learn to cook. So no one could have stopped me. Now I can cook. I mean, sometimes I put a little too much salt or I let it boil but I cook it and you can eat. I wanted to cook. So no one could have stopped me. I want to say good morning to the folks at the Chichester home in Springs. Yeah, the staff and all the folks who are there. That's my grandmom is there too. Yeah, I remembered always being with her in the kitchen. That's when I was of age to understand what I wanted to do, you know. Yeah, so now I can bake the macaroni pie. I can stew the chicken, the beef, the pork. Can't make lasagna. We never had that home. But I can cook. No one could have stopped me from cooking because I wanted to learn to cook. And so many other things. Life is a learning process. Always remember that. There isn't a day that should go by without you learning something new. Yeah. Good. So, folks, this morning, after the news, we will be having two guests that will take up the conversation this morning. Yeah. So, we look forward to that. And those of you who are with us on TV and the social media platforms, we've got a rebroadcast of the evening's edition of news on the television. But for those of you here with me on Classic, we've got the AM edition of news, sports, and the weather. I want to say good morning to all the school children this morning, all the students, those of you who are, in preparatory mode for school. Parents are preparing the younger ones to go to school this morning. After 5, PCD was up with her grandson, Caden, and it's important to wake them up early. It's also important that they go to bed early, all right, very early, so that they are well rested, so that they will be in the right frame of mind the next day. They'll be fresh. Some folks wonder how I do it, how I get here for 5. Well, I go to bed early. I'm well rested, so you don't see the pockets under my eyes and so forth. But parents, it's also important. It's also very important that you pray with your children in the morning and tell them positive things. Remember the power of your words. Stop telling them the negative things. Stop beating up on the children because of the things that their father might have done or their mother might have done. You understand? Nice. Folks, this is where we take a break. We come back on the flip side of 7. The AM edition of News, Sports, and the Weather is up next.
It's Soca Parang Indie Basket, just Spice Basket. Saturday, 5th November, featuring from Trinidad, Grunta, Baron, Marcia Miranda.
Darling, look, it's Christmas, a special time of year.
From Grenada, Carriacou String Band, Lay, Hassan Leke, and Steve Theodore. Get your early bird ticket for $60. After, you pay $80 and more at the door. And are available at Chucky's Bar, Brendan on the Terminal, Grenada Optical in St. George's, Gittins Pharmacy Grenville, Gittins Healthcare Grandance, Shy's Bar St. Mark's, Nick and Bites Guav, St. David's Pharmacy, Calico Shopping Center, Main Street, Sotiers. Also purchase tickets online at gotofet.com. Soca Parang Indie Basket, Spice Basket, Saturday, 5th November, showtime, 8 p.m. Brought to you by National Lotteries Authority, WeFM, Force FM, Top FM, Magic FM, Bulk by Carib, Captain's Harris, GBN, MTV, Alamanda Hotel, 3 O's Auto Supplies, Grenada Distillers, and Grenada Tourism Authority. Soca Parang Indie Basket, Spice Basket, Saturday, 5th November, showtime, 8 p.m. It's another Chucky's promotion.
A whole new level of convenience and comfort awaits you when you shop at Rise and Shine Supermarket and Hardware Supplies, Griffin Lane, Grenville. Convenient, because we are open Sunday to Sunday. We're even at your service on public holidays. Comfort, because we are easily accessible to the physically challenged. Free Wi-Fi is available while you shop, and bags come at no charge. Everyday low prices and excellent customer care. Adequate parking available. We supply everything you can possibly think of. Family and home supplies, fresh meat, vegetables, and personal care products. All brands of cooking gas at affordable prices. You can send in your order, have it pulled, or pick up express.
Efforts are being taken to restore the Greater Grenville Bay area, with emphasis on Telescope Bay and Soubise in St. Andrew. Tuesday saw the implementation of the first component of the project, which entails reef restoration. Chrislyn John has tonight's top story.
We are are in the Telescope Bay area where climate change is evident. Drastic coastal erosion has taken place along these parts. The aim of this project is to restore the beaches and to preserve what's left. Nature Conservancy, in partnership with Windward Island Research and Education Foundation with support from Government of Grenada, has embarked on a project that seeks to restore and preserve the Greater Grenville Bay area. Consultants from Colombia are presently on island. They are here working in conjunction with Nature Conservancy and Windref, providing training to coral gardeners who are fisherfolk from communities around Grenville. This forms part of a larger project. The main goal is to protect the Telescope Beach. Orlando Harvey, Marine and Coastal Project Manager for the Eastern Caribbean with Nature Conservancy, explained what it entails.
Give training our coral nursery gardeners who is a community fishers here, and then we're putting our nurseries out into the water to start getting ready for future components of the project. So what we're doing today, the coral nursery, is part of a larger project that we have for the entire Bay of Grenville. So part of it is to do some reef restoration, and the main goal of that reef restoration project is to protect the Telescope Beach. So if you look behind me, you will notice that over the years we've had a lot of erosion of the beach. So the goal is to have some restoration work done on the reef, and as by improving the health of the reef and restoring the reef, we would protect the coastline. So we would help to halt further erosion of the beach, and then we would have improvement in the beach itself. So a lot of the buildings, the homes, the houses, the roads along the Grenville Bay that is being threatened right now by erosion, the ultimate goal is to try to help improve that situation.
Fenora Montoya is a certified ecological restoration practitioner, facilitating the training.
Today we are using one of the techniques that is available for coral propagation or for coral gardening, which is called microfragmentation. So we have built some nurseries that are already placed in the water, and they're gonna hold the corals for about 6 to 8 months when they reach certain size that they're ready to be outplanted to the reefs. But to get there, we first need to propagate those corals. So through fragmentation, we take a large colony and then we break into little pieces of corals that with time they're gonna grow to become single colonies. Microfragmentation will allow the corals grow faster, up to 60 times much faster than normal rates.
He added that in the Grenville area there is one restoration project that encompasses 2 sites, Sobeys and Telescope. Coral Forbes is a project manager with innovative nature-based solutions. She says their environmental project's main focus is in Sobeys, St. Andrew.
Because if you realize a lot of people are living on the shoreline itself, and it's where are they going to go? So this in a sense is to help them to be able to enjoy the space that they're in and not be frightened of what's to happen. And especially in the Sobeys area where the project is mainly focused, a lot of businesses are on that shoreline there also. So it's also to help the businesses and the community members on a whole.
This project is financed by the Caribbean Biodiversity Fund under the Ecosystems-Based Adaptation Facility. With the replanting of these corals, it is hoped that in years to come, we would see the transformation along these parts. I am Chrislyn John for GBN News.
The verdict is yet to be handed down. However, public apprehension was evident and palpable as pronouncements were made, seemingly proving statements initially made last year. Deacon Mitchell, then political leader of the National Democratic Congress and now Prime Minister, had dubbed the 2022 budget as an election gimmick. Some of the current issues are dissected on this Jared Joseph report.
But I want to demonstrate to you the kind of wastage that occurs.
Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell, while reiterating his election budget statements, announced during Monday's town hall meeting that in the parish of St. George, 328 concrete construction contracts were issued.
And the total value of those contracts was was over $34 million.
The Prime Minister questioned where the $34 million was spent in improving infrastructure during the months of January to June.
The point I'm making is, if you add up all of the so-called concrete works done in all of the other parishes combined, St. George still almost triples the amount of investment. Grenada isn't St. George.
However, Opposition Senator Nolan Cox, representing the New National Party on GBN Solar Power Program on Tuesday, had a different view.
What is evident is that the Prime Minister is far removed and really doesn't understand the importance of infrastructure and the impact that it is making, it has on the ordinary man in this country. And I think that is the issue. He doesn't understand that.
The former infrastructure minister believes it boils down to a lack of understanding.
Why he's attacking ordinary contractors, the ordinary Grenadians, who he claimed that they love so dearly. I don't understand. Why is he attacking them? I don't know if you understand what the impact of 300 small concrete projects have for this country and for families. I don't know.
Senator Cox impressed that it is a slap in the face to some of the parliamentary representatives sitting in the town hall meeting.
And I could speak more directly to the parliamentary rep for the South. So you want to tell me that the roads that were built in Coffee Hill, that were long awaited a decade or more, that is no value for money for ordinary citizens who are taxpayers of this country? I don't know. You want to tell me the road between Jangley connecting Gulf Coast that collapsed, that we had to run for emergency to build a retaining wall and restore the road so that persons can traverse between Jangley and Gulf Coast safely? You want to tell me that has no value? And I could go on and on.
Prime Minister Mitchell noted that national development cannot be seriously addressed when there is no justification for exorbitant funds being spent on one parish to the exclusion of the rest of Grenada.
And that points to the lack of planning, the lack of direction, the fact that the past administration was all over the place. As long as it remained in power, that's all that mattered. We cannot continue like that.
He highlighted that the NDC administration will take a different approach to the governance of Grenada. I am Gerard Joseph for GBN News.
The National Insurance Scheme continues to make it easy to access our services using the MyNIS online platform. Now we're introducing a new feature that allows you to submit your benefit claims from the convenience of your smart devices. No paper, no hassle. All you have to do is log in to my.nisgrenada.org. Select claims, fill out the relevant information, and click submit. We'll take it from there. It's that simple and that easy. Submit a claim from the comfort of your home as you rest and recuperate. Enjoy the convenience of faster claim processing and monitor the status of your claim every step of the way. We are excited to introduce this new feature to better serve you. NIS is changing the game and the way you make your claim. Access anywhere and anytime with MyNIS Online.
The New National Party has since issued a statement following the allegations made by Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell. And the statement reads, at a recent town hall meeting, the Prime Minister of Grenada, Honorable Deacon Mitchell, stated that monies intended to be paid to the government of Grenada was paid to an account of the New National Party. The party wishes to make it known that the party has no knowledge of any such transaction and has not received such funds referred to. Furthermore, the party believes that this and similar accusations are diversionary tactics used by the government to draw attention away from the real issues of the new administration's lack of performance, mismanagement, allegations of corrupt activities of its own members, and failure to deliver on its many 100 days campaign promises. The NMP also believes that these allegations are aimed at distracting public officers from the broken promises to immediately make workers permanent, to pay pensions for all workers who qualify, and the cry of the over 1,000 ordinary Grenadians who have lost their jobs. This tactic also seeks to distract from government ministers deciding to give themselves $2,000 in increases while doing nothing to address the increase in food prices and electricity bills. The NMP calls on the Prime Minister to present facts that monies intended to go to the state of Grenada was paid to another account other than the government account. The party will seek legal advice on the statement made. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell has given a precursor as to what to expect specifically in the 2023 budget. Jared Joseph has that story.
Following the Cabinet Budget Retreat and several budget consultations with various stakeholders, 6 priority areas have been established by the NDC administration for the next 5 years. Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell impressed that the 2023 budget will mark the commencement of a process that will put Grenada on a path of transformation. The Prime Minister noted that the Cabinet of Ministers decided on health and wellness to lead the priority areas.
Priority number 1, health and the wellness of PT Martinique, Carriacou, and Grenada. Priority number 2, focus on transforming our education sector with particular emphasis on youth and sports. Priority number 3, agriculture, food security, and the marine economy. Priority number 4, our physical and digital infrastructure. Priority number 5, our culture and our creative economy. And priority number 6, energy transition and the environment.
The priority areas, Prime Minister Mitchell added, will be explained during the budget presentation, at which he announced the date.
The likely date for the reading of the budget speech is 7th December 2022.
He highlighted that health is number 1, noting the impact it has on all the other areas.
There are a couple of things we commit to achieving within this term. The first being the construction of a new hospital deserving of the kind of care that all citizens of PT Martinique, Carriacou, and Grenada deserve. We recognize that a new hospital in and of itself isn't going to solve the challenges that we face in healthcare. And therefore, significant resources will be placed in 1, paying better remuneration to our current healthcare workers, whether they be nurses, doctors, or other support staff.
Training of more nurses, doctors, and support staff to meet the current and future needs of the population is also a major focus the Prime Minister noted will be prioritized.
Health affects every single member of Grenada. Hence the need to transform it. It is not a sector that affects one set of persons. Everyone is impacted by the quality or the lack thereof of our healthcare services. And so it is absolutely important that if we get this right, we will probably get everything else in Grenada right. But it also ties into every other sector: food, agriculture, and the marine economy. If we eat and exploit more of and grow more of and consume more of our own food, our own fish, it will dramatically reduce the food import bill, which will help with our food security, and it will certainly make us healthier, and it will help reduce the pandemic that is currently raging in Grenada in relation to non-communicable diseases.
Prime Minister Mitchell said it is absolutely important that preventative and primary health care receive the maximum attention while all medical records be finally digitized. I am Jared Joseph for GBN News.
On a program note, GBN will air the government's town hall meeting tonight at 8:30 p.m. after interesting Grenadians. Moving now to other news, transformation cannot only come from the nation's leaders. A private organization has returned to Grenada and is transforming the lives of students as several schools and institutions benefit with the building and installation of computer labs. Chrislyn has this report.
The program for adolescent mothers was on Wednesday outfitted with some new computers and improved lab, thanks to the generosity of Crispin Michael Booker. Booker was born in New York to Grenadian parents. This is his second visit to Grenada. This initiative was inspired by his grandmother, a former educator in Grand Dance. Through his organization, Veronica's Way, Michael is making his contribution towards educational enrichment.
My grandmother was a teacher here in Grenada. She taught in Belmont. And for me, I'm an IT professional. So she taught us what it meant to give back. She used to do feedings every month in Brooklyn. And that's where I started learning to give back to my community. When she passed, I had a vision. She came to me, she spoke to me, she said, honor her. And I started putting it all together from there after that and created Veronica's Way. And we just started taking my IT knowledge and her love for education and just put it together and just wanted to bring that to the children of Grenada.
Michael, who has a background in information technology, is aided by an 8-member team who are presently building computer labs and installing computers in 8 institutions on the island free of charge.
So the vision is to have the computers here, but also to start connecting IT professionals in New York and whoever are in my network to the students here in Grenada and around the world. So the hope is to have these computers in place as the first leg of the project, and the second leg is to actually get these individuals to teach certain things or provide a curriculum that they can learn here, and the teachers can work alongside them to, help them learn coding and typing and learning how to use Excel, things like that. So
presently, 21 students are enrolled at the program for adolescent mothers. Jeanette James is the recently elected president of the board for the institution. She says with the young ladies at the institution already performing at optimum, this is a much welcomed gesture that will further enhance their performances.
Young ladies are going to definitely benefit from this initiative because the way forward is technology. We do have a computer lab that was set up so many years ago, and as with everything and machinery, we would have had to get new supplies, and I think you would have seen the building. So there is some work to be done, and I'm very happy that they partnered and would have initiated this.
Veronica's Way has also come forward with baby supplies for 3 young moms. James says they are elated and thank Veronica's Way for thinking about them and extending a helping hand. Funding for this initiative comes from donations, fundraisers, and contributions from individuals and businesses in the diaspora. Michael promises this won't be a one-off, as he says there will be follow-ups with repairs and other supplies. Other institutions benefiting are the Boca Secondary School, Monkmorris Anglican School, Corinth Government School, and the Presentation Brothers College. Chrislyn John, GBN News.
Ultratech gasoline and diesel, available only at Rubis stations.
delivered to you via Superb Service. We are Superb Distributors, wholesalers and authorized agents for trusted products you know and love, like Rika Juices, Pure Heaven products, Bibin diapers, New Bright laundry detergent, Allegra pasta, and more.
Contact Superb Distributors at 435-2948 for superb quality and service.
Let's mingle and jingle.
You mean jingle and mingle, right?
Does it really matter? Mingle and Jingle, the mid-morning program that will drive the Christmas season. Weekdays from 10 a.m. to 12 noon on Classic Radio, GBN Television, and all GBN social media platforms.
It's where the deals of the season are, where the Christmas music is played, holiday traditions are relived, and where all the fun is.
Mingle and Jingle.
Or Jingle and Mingle. Mid-mornings from November 14th to December 23rd only on the GBN network.
Made possible by
Flow,
West Hall Rums,
Hard On Plus,
Judy Free Caribbean Holdings,
Ace Hardware,
Gittins Healthcare, and
Grenville Credit Union.
5 things you need to know about self-isolation. Stay home. If you are told to self-isolate, it means staying at home, not going to work, school, or other public places, and you should not have any visitors. Separate yourself. If you live with others, then you need to stay in a well-ventilated bedroom with the door shut. If you have to share a bathroom, then use it after everyone else. Don't share towels and toiletries, as this may put others at risk. Call ahead. If you develop symptoms such as a fever or cough, then seek advice first by calling the Ministry of Health's hotline at 538-4787 or 458-4787. Please do not show up at a medical center or hospital, as this may put others at risk. Take care with waste. If you test positive, your waste should be double bagged and disposed of separately. Create a buddy system. If you live on your own, you can plan with friends and family to check in with each other and run essential errands if one becomes sick. Once sick, they should leave groceries on the doorstep. Why it's important. COVID-19 causes a mild illness for 4 out of 5 persons. Self-isolating will help protect the older generation and those who may have underlying health problems from getting infected.
You know, one day I woke up and, you know, they painted a set of pedestrian crossing all along the streets. You know, nobody told us how to use that thing properly.
I know how.
You're serious?
Every safe, good driver knows about these things. As a driver, you have to be very attentive. You know you're coming up close to a pedestrian cross, you start slowing down immediately, looking to see if there's any pedestrian on the side getting ready to cross. If there is, you stop on the line that is a certain distance before the crosswalk. Then you would see the pedestrian put their hands out, looking directly at you, indicating that they are going to cross. And only when you have come to a complete stop, that is when they will quickly and safely cross to the other side. And then you continue happily on your journey.
Stop, look, hand out, eye contact, wait for pedestrian to cross. Then you happily continue on your journey.
This message is brought to you by this group of insurance companies, the Traffic Advisory Body, and the Traffic Department.
right, folks, welcome back to this segment of the program. It's 11 minutes after 7. Well, I've been telling you about this for a while now, so we will get to the meat of the matter. But before I do that, let me tell you this again. Now, do you have any photos, paintings, or graphic designs depicting Grenada's intangible cultural heritage? Now, if so, you can win up to $500. Well, $500, and that is good money at this time, as part of the Proud of My Heritage photo competition by the Grenada National Trust and UNESCO. They were looking for images showcasing Shotney, Shakespeare Mass, the Jab Jab, Maypole, Quadrille, dancing of the flags and cake, drumming, string band music, Saraka and Nation dance, sugaring the piton, fishing boats and boat building. The deadline for submission is this Friday. That's tomorrow, the 4th of November. And the Proud of My Heritage photo contest is open to all ages and has a special children's category, attracting a $300 prize. For more information and to submit your images, please visit www.grenadanationaltrust.org/photo contest. I've been telling you about that for a while now, so I've got with me in the studio the lady all behind this thing. Good morning to you, Miss Lashington. How are you this morning?
Good morning. I'm doing well. What about you?
Well, I am doing... How do I look as well then?
I don't know. You seem fine.
I am fine as ever. I'm fine as ever. All right. And just the pre-chat that we were having while we were, as Blossom would say, preparing ourselves for this. Give me a background on this, on the Proud of My Grenada initiative.
Definitely. So the Proud of My Heritage project is being executed by the Grenada National Trust and funded by UNESCO. And we launched in February of this year, and this project ends in March of next year. So we've been going for a few months, really focusing on documenting Grenada's intangible cultural heritage. So we're looking at not just documenting by writing down, but actually going in the communities, interviewing practitioners, various cultural practitioners, inventorying, making sure we have, some sort of database of the information as it relates to the various intangible cultural heritage elements. And then also we've developed a resource guide that can be used for teachers in schools.
Wow.
Yes. And then also raising awareness. So the photo contest that we're talking about this morning is largely part of the awareness that we're working on before the project closes in March 2023.
You're seeing the look on my face, right? Because that's something I've been advocating for a while now. I've been a teacher for many years, right? And in recent times, I've been saying that we need to be teaching our students more of our recent history. Fine with Columbus and those guys, what they did and so forth. Yes, we need to know those things. But quite a number of our students and people in general don't know much of our recent history. Like if you were just to pop up and ask somebody in the heart of town, who was Grenada's first premier? Someone would have difficulties remembering this thing. So I love this.
Yeah. It's so important. I think, you mentioned Columbus, not just recent, I think older history too, because the way it's been told to us over the last few years, there may not be some truths to it because it's told from a different perspective, right? The point. So it's important that our history is told from our perspective, but largely this project is focused on the intangible cultural heritage, and I'll differentiate it for you. So we have tangible, and then there's intangible.
Yes, what we can touch and what we can't.
Right, exactly. So the tangible cultural heritage would be things like our forts. We have 3 forts, 3 full-looking forts in St. George's that we can visit and, we all go to. And the museums, those are things that are part of our tangible cultural heritage. So you can touch it, you can feel it, right? You can go visit, that type of thing. But the intangible, like you say, something we cannot touch, that would be like our living heritage, right? So those would be things like our dances, our songs, our stories, right? Those are aspects of our intangible cultural cultural heritage, our masquerade, right? Those are things that we are inventorying throughout this project. And there's also natural heritage. So there's three parts of our cultural heritage: tangible, intangible. There's also natural. Natural would be the things like our lakes, our waterfalls, right? So
or
those
greenery and things like that.
Exactly. So for this project, we're focused on the intangible ones, the ones that are easily lost, because, you know, I think of all the elements outside of a natural disaster, of course, this is the one that really defines who we are as a people. Right? This is who, you know, this is what says we are Grenadians. It differentiates us from Tobago. I heard you talk about Tobago Carnival recently. It differentiates us from other Caribbean islands and really helps form our identity as Grenadians. So it's important that it's passed on from generation to generation, and you can't pass it on if it's not documented.
But I have a concern, because you said that it started in February this year and culminates in March next year. What happens after March? Is that the end of it?
I would not like it to be the end of it. We are definitely focused on applying for more funding so that we can do another phase of the project. Because while we're focused on a few intangible cultural elements for this project, there are so many more that we would like to continue documenting. So we are planning to write again for funding. We are having conversations with the government of Grenada as well, who seem to be quite keen on ensuring that a project like this continues and also is in our schools. We're working on that actively as well.
Yeah, because I think that this project of that nature should fall under the Ministry of Culture, keeping that alive. You know, it should be an ongoing something.
Indeed.
Yeah.
It's cross-cutting what we do, not just at the Proud of My Heritage project, but also at the Grenada National Trust. It covers not just culture, it covers education, it covers tourism, in some cases even agriculture, we're finding. So it's good that we're having those conversations, and we're open to having more conversations with our corporate community, you know, because there are ways that they can be a part of this project as well.
In going out to the communities, are there any plans for visiting the outer parishes, Carriacou and Petit Martinique?
We are in every single parish in Grenada. We can't discount, like, this is not a St. George's project, right? Yeah. This is a Grenada project, which means we are in every parish in Grenada, including Carriacou and Petit Martinique. So we have been inventorying a number of different cultural practitioners, about 25 since the project has started, and they have been so helpful. I want to say here, thank you to all our cultural practitioners, thank you to all our field coordinators, all our teachers, everyone who's been part of this project so far to ensure that we have a resource guide that is tangible. You could feel it now. Yeah. And they have been able to really document our cultural heritage in Grenada.
Okay.
Yes.
Having gone through the preamble, now tell us about the photo competition.
So the photo competition is on. It ends tomorrow. So if you are a painter, if you are a graphic designer, an illustrator, or if you just love taking photos, or an official photographer and of any age, you can take part in this photo competition. It is, of course, part of our intangible cultural heritage, so it's very focused on specific areas. So we have areas including, not including, I'm listing them for you now: Shortney, Shakespeare Mass, Jab Jab, Maypole, Quadrille, Dancing of the Flags and Cake, Drumming, String Band Music, Saraka and Nation Dance, Sugaring the Piton, Fishing Boats, and Boat Building. So if you have photos, paintings, or designs in any of these categories, you can submit them to our website, and you have the chance to win. The first prize is $500, second place $400, third place $300, and our special children's category, you can win $300 for first place there.
And what is the age limit on the children's category?
You have to be under 18.
Okay.
By the 1st of October.
Okay. Mm-hmm. I want you to rearrange my ignorance here now.
Sure.
Dancing of the Flags and Cake, and Sugaring the Piton. I don't know about this. What is this about?
So this is where we go over to Petit Martinique, mostly. However, Dancing of the Flags and Cake takes place in Carriacou as well. To a lesser extent in Grenada. It used to happen a lot more years ago, but it's more so an identity largely of Petit Martinique and Carriacou. So Dancing of the Flags and Cake is part of wedding celebrations.
No.
Yes. So you will have literally it's called what it is.
Dancing of the Flags and Cake.
Exactly. So it's something that takes place in the streets in the community. There's one representing the groom side, one representing the bride side, and there's a whole way that it's supposed to go down. In terms of sugaring of the piton, that is only in Petit Martinique, because that's where the piton is, the mountain, the peak that we see there. And that is a ceremony similar to what we would see happening at the Maroon Festival, where you have libations, and it's really a way to welcome the rain. Within the dry season, it's a ceremony that takes place where you're basically saying, we want the rain to come.
It's kind of superstitious, eh?
A lot of our intangible cultural heritage is very spiritual. It is connected to, our spiritual identity and aspects that we've we've lost and also inherited from our ancestors. So we are seeing a lot of marrying of cultures, because of course our Grenadian culture is not just from Africa but also from Europe, and there's that mixture to create what we know now. For instance, maple is largely European, right? So all those elements, if you have photos, paintings, we are definitely open to getting those in, submitted to our website. The link is www.grenadanationaltrust.org, so org/photo contest.
And when I say it, I am a little more specific. I say /.
Yes, /, because there's the backslash as well. Correct. Correct. Yes.
And how has the response been thus far? Have you been receiving quite a number of photos?
We have been. I have to shout out all the people who've submitted photos. We also have some paintings that's been submitted, and they are looking good. So, but there is still time. What I would say is that we don't have someone in each category yet, which we would love to have people in every single category submitted, because we want to see the wealth of, your artwork. We want to see it covering all our different intangible cultural heritage elements that we're focused on for this project. And it's also a signal that, hey, we're going to do this again. So focus on documenting our culture, right? Whether it's carnival time, independence, if there's a wedding going on in Carriacou, we really want to encourage our people to document, because documenting is how we're going to show up 100 years from now on the internet or whatever exists, right? So we are just celebrating our heritage.
I'm going to ask a question, but you can also take it into consideration for futuristic purposes. Coming up in our independence celebrations in February, do you all plan the trust? You all plan on having a day when folks can get to view all the stuff that you all collected?
Indeed, that's a fantastic question. And what we know is that Heritage Month was designated as February early on this year by one of the ministers from the previous government, and from the previous administration, I should say. And we are making plans for Heritage Month. We are currently in planning mode. We're talking to all our field coordinators, and we have to roll out a plan that includes schools, because that's important for us, and also some sort of grand celebration that showcases our cultural heritage. So this may take place between February and March, as the project closes in March. But again, this is where we need our community to assist us. We are looking for our stakeholders in the corporate community to really come on board with us as we roll out some sort of initiative that celebrates our culture, showcases it, because of course we've now documented it. We have to now showcase it and build the awareness, educate our people about it, because I'm sure a lot of those, you mentioned dancing of the cake and sugaring of the piton, but I'm sure there's still a lot of those elements that some people are just not sure. They might be hearing about it for the first time. And even though you might be involved in carnival or mass, you may not know as much about the mass. And for us, it's important to raise awareness. So yes, we are planning for next year, and we welcome people to come on board with us.
It's my opinion that it should be a national staple on the events calendar.
It should be, and that's the goal.
Yeah.
That's the goal, and this is why we're having those conversations with the government. We've already met with the Minister for Culture. We've met with the Minister for Education. We are in talks with the Tourism Authority to have meetings very soon, just to start planning, and having those conversations, because we want it to be something that happens every year. Yes.
All right. Well, in wrapping up, anything you want to divulge out there?
Well, just reminding you, take part in this competition. It's a photo competition, and it involves the following intangible cultural elements. We have short knee, we have drumming, maypole, fishing boats, saraka and nation dance, jab jab, dancing of the flags and cake, string band music, quadrille, storytelling, not storytelling for this competition, sugaring of the piton. So if you have photos, paintings, graphic designs in any of those categories, you can submit to the competition. The deadline is 11:59 p.m. Friday night.
One quick question for the folks who might not be technologically savvy. I see we only have a website to visit. Is there a physical office?
Yes, we have a physical office, which is at the High Tech Printry on Lagoon Road, or basically Gleans Road, but right off of Lagoon Road, Kirani James Boulevard. So if they do need assistance with submitting, they can come to that office, which is open 8 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Also, they cannot hand in physical copies? Only soft copies?
we will have to assist you at the office in doing it electronically, but if you're having trouble, that is the place to visit.
Okay.
Yes, indeed.
All right, well, I think we covered as much as we could have covered in this short space of time. I'd like to thank you for gracing us here with your presence and giving us some insight into the competition. And I personally would like to take the opportunity and wish your organization all the luck, all the best on this endeavor, and I look forward to many more. As a matter of fact, not many more. I wish this could be continuous. I wish there wasn't a stop in March or February next year. I would like to see it being continuous, because I am of the firm opinion that we do need this to be taught in our schools.
It's important.
Yeah,
it's so important, and there's so many benefits of that. But I'll come back another time to tell you about what we're doing in schools. And if you need to call, because I know some people might be in Carriacou and Petit Martinique, the number is 440-5003. That's 440-5003. But the link to submit your artwork is grenadanationaltrust.org/photo contest.
Ms. Lashington, thank you very much, and we will see in the future. I would like to get a report as to how the competition went, so
yes.
I love that you would run that back by us.
Thank you so much.
Folks, we take a break. We'll be back after these messages. Don't you go anywhere.
I want your folks to play these 3 games from the NLA. Daily pick 3 cash flow and play with. You will be supporting sports and culture, nation building and our future. So go out and play, folks, make it a must. You will see what the National Lottery is doing for us. When you play pick 3 cash flow and play with, the NLA will support you all the way.
Starting September 30th, Monday to Friday, these 3 games will be drawn mid-morning, 9:45 a.m., midday, 12:45 p.m., and evenings, 7:45 p.m. The National Lotteries, supporting sports, culture, and nation building.
Sunday money.
Total is one of the world's largest oil companies with a top quality line of lubricants. Total Lubricants has a full product line from passenger cars, motorcycle, heavy industrial equipment, mining, trucking, agriculture, and manufacturing machines and vehicles. Total Lubricants, winning championships in motorsports, including Formula One and World Rally Championships. Total Lubricants are available at all Rubis service stations, leading automotive shops, and distributed by Huggins.
Do more with your new GUT Credit Union Visa debit card, which gives you access to your cash at any Connex or Visa certified ATMs locally and internationally. Make your payments with a tap of your card using the contactless feature and have the freedom to make purchases locally, online, or overseas whenever you travel, anywhere Visa is accepted. Experience the enhanced security fraud protection through the Visa chip technology. If you don't have your new GUT Credit Union Visa International debit card, speak to any one of our representatives today to do more. Your new GUT Credit Union Visa International debit card, a smarter way to access your cash. More smart, more secure.
One day I was out playing with my friend Kevin and he was really moody, kinda sad and angry at the same time. I asked him what was the matter. Someone in his family had been doing mean things to him. He said he had to keep it a secret. So I asked Kevin, is it a good secret or a bad secret? He said he didn't know. I explained good secrets are cool things like a surprise party or a gift for a special occasion. A bad secret is when someone hurts or harms you and tells you not to tell anyone. Sometimes they might give you little things to make sure you don't tell. That's another bad secret to keep. That's mean and controlling. Kevin said it definitely fell into the bad secret category. I felt this was something an adult should help with. Because as a child, when someone hurts you, you can feel really alone and afraid. And the best people to help you are the ones you love and really, really trust. I asked him if there was any adult that he trusted. So we worked up a little plan for Kevin to talk to one of them. A while after that, I could see my friend was doing much better. Now we tell all our pals about good secrets and bad secrets so that we can all feel brave, safe, and strong. Break the silence. Child abuse is one secret you should never keep.
Let's mingle and jingle.
You mean jingle and mingle, right?
Does it really matter? Mingle and Jingle, the mid-morning program that will drive the Christmas season. Weekdays from 10 a.m. to 12 noon on Classic Radio, GBN Television, and all GBN social media platforms.
It's where the deals of the season are, where the Christmas music is played, holiday traditions are relived, and where all the fun is.
Mingle and Jingle.
Or Jingle and Mingle. Mid-mornings from November 14th to December 23rd only on the GBN network.
Made possible by
Flow,
West Hall Rums,
Hard On Plus,
Judy Freaker Ribbon Holdings,
Ace Hardware,
Gittins Healthcare, and
Grenville Credit Union.
Welcome back, viewers and listeners. As I told you earlier, this morning was going to be sort of packed with guests in the studio, and I've got with me in the studio Mr. Gylfi Hilmison. He is a part of Attach a Leg Grenada. He's going to tell us a lot more. Good morning, sir.
Good morning to you. How are you doing?
I am doing great. How are you?
Fantastic.
I can see that. I like what I'm seeing in front of me. Attach a Leg. Give me a background as how Attach a Leg came about.
When I first came to the island, Grenada, I came sailing, like so many people do. back in 2005. And Grenada became a very comfortable spot to be, and I always ended up staying longer and longer. And then personal circumstances were such that I decided to capitalize on some of my experiences with prosthetics, realizing that there was a need for that. And it took me a few years, and I established Leg Grenada as a non-profit organization. And I've been making prosthetic legs for Canadian amputees since.
Okay. So you actually live on island?
I live in Grenada, yes.
Wow. What's the transition? Because you're originally from Iceland.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Well, transition, Grenada is a comfortable place, no matter how you look at it. Okay. That's how it's been home to me for 14 years now.
Wow. And no going back, right?
No going back.
Good. All right. So attach a Leg Grenada. There's an activity that's on coming on shortly. But you said that you saw a need for prosthetics in Grenada.
Yes.
Elaborate on that for me.
Well, I worked as a prosthetics engineer for a reputable company in Iceland and Sweden and in the United States in a previous life, so to speak. I took a little break from that industry while I lived in the United States, but then I reconnected with my old boss and mentor, whom I had worked with in developing new technologies for applying prosthesis, where there's no need for to have a big overhead lab. I make a prosthesis directly onto the patient. The whole process only takes 2 to 3 hours.
Wow.
And so I capitalized with some help for some good friends. I capitalized on that technology and access to that kind of material.
Okay.
And establish it here.
Wow. Okay. And what sort of response have you been getting from Grenadians? I mean, have you been getting good support?
I have been getting very good support. Yes. Everything costs, and especially recently, and I don't have to remind anybody what a disaster COVID was for everyone. Cost of everything has gone up now, and it becomes more and more of a challenge to keep things. To operate Leg Grenada is a non-profit organization.
Okay.
So there's nobody making money on it. But so the goal is to allow it to pay for itself.
Okay. And okay, so is there a week of activities or so that your annual week of activities that you sensitize the public as to your presence and so forth?
Well, what we try to do, we try to, because of how the low overhead costs that I have, I don't have a lot of budget for marketing to do high quality videos and such, and it's kind of hard for me to make a prosthesis for somebody and hold a video camera at the same time. But I try to go public with it, to take videos and have some visuals. I've got a website, attachaleggrenada.org, and we have a presence on Facebook as well, where we try to post updates on what we're up to. So what we're doing now is what I do each year is to have a fundraiser.
Okay.
To help us with material costs and that type of thing.
And your fundraiser happens to be on Saturday, the 5th.
This coming Saturday, yes.
Yeah. Okay, and where is it being held?
It's at the Grenada Yacht Club on Lagoon Road.
Okay.
And we're going to have music. We're going to have some of my clients walking around. We're going to have the Spout Restaurant menu. My good friend Akeem is going to come by and sing a couple of songs.
Yes, okay.
And we're going to play some music. We're going to have raffles for great prizes. We're going to have auctions for even better prizes. So you can come. You can get overnight stays at the 473 Boutique Hotel, True Blue Bay Resort. You can get a full breakfast for 2 at the Radisson Hotel. You can get a massage for 2 at the Coyaba. You could bid on a Susan Main's painting, amongst other things.
Okay.
And so it'll be a great time, and I'm hoping to see as many people as possible to come support us.
Well, I am of the opinion that an initiative like this, if someone has to go through the normal procedure to get prosthetics, it could be very costly.
Not could be.
It is.
It would be.
It will be
very costly.
But you have given them a very conservative alternative.
Yes. So it's at cost.
At cost price.
At cost.
All right. So the materials and so forth are paid for, and then that's it.
Yeah.
Wow. Do you have any other professional, like staff, people working along with you, or did you train Grenadians to assist you in?
Well, that is one of the key goals that we have, we hope to achieve very soon. It's become very evident that the value of a Tatcha Leg Grenada has become so great that we need to absolutely ensure the sustainability of it. It cannot rely solely on me.
Right.
So if we can raise enough money to create a project to get an apprentice and to have a Grenadian come in and will eventually take over.
Okay.
To ensure that it stays.
Let it be a full-fledged project.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, yeah, well, that's making sense. I would love to see, especially with, the age in which we live, so many ailments. People not eating properly, not exercising well. So we're having quite a number of amputees,
diabetes.
Diabetes and so forth. So something like that is a very welcome initiative.
Yeah. But it is, I'll tell you, that is something that we need help with, because everything costs money, yeah? So if I get an apprentice, that apprentice needs to be compensated for the time.
Right.
It can't be solely, for the kindness of their heart, because it's work.
Yeah, it's work, and this is something that have you ever engaged, whether it's this current administration or the previous, like through the Ministry of Health or something like that?
I have been working closely with the ministries. The ministries have helped individuals with the cost. There is a cost for the application for each individual.
Okay.
And the constituency ministers have been very helpful in the past.
Okay. All right. So, folks, you all are invited to be a part of that fundraiser on Saturday at the Spout Restaurant at the Grenada Yacht Club, and in being there, you are supporting a very worthy venture. You are supporting the Attach a Leg initiative. Now, the name says Attach a Leg. Do you do prosthetics for arms and so forth?
I do not as of yet, because that would require me to get additional equipment and expand on my lab, on the workshop that I have, and the cost of it would be too high for me to. There's not that many persons, fortunately, that are in need of arms.
Yeah.
So the investment would be too high to be able to offer that.
The opportunity cost. Yeah.
There you go. Unfortunately, everything costs money.
Yeah. There aren't many amputees. Not very many.
Not that many.
Right.
No.
Okay.
At least, not that visible. At least.
Right.
So.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Well, no, good thing, bad thing. It's being an amputee is never a good thing.
Right. Okay.
So.
Yeah, I just wanted to put you on the spot. Yes. Okay, so again, folks, I want to urge you to join Attach a Leg at the annual fundraiser this Saturday, the 5th of November. It starts at 5 p.m. at the Spout Restaurant at the Grenada Yacht Club. You'll get live music, delicious food, raffle tickets, and an exciting auction. it's sure to be a night to remember. Now, remember that proceeds will directly benefit the amputee community and help to create an opportunity to train a local prosthetic technician to continue this important work. And we cannot overemphasize this is important work. You know, because it ties in with the norms of society nowadays. I mean, driving by sometimes, you know, you see young, middle-aged, old people on crutches.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. It's not like, you know, that used to be a thing for the old age in years gone by in our culture, but nowadays we're having very young people being diagnosed with diabetes and so forth and having to have amputations.
Yeah. Well, that's, you know, you could do a little test for yourself, right? You could stand up, you could lift one leg up, stand on one leg, and then try to take a step forward. Then you'll realize what it's like.
How difficult it is.
Well, there you go. It's so hard for us to imagine, you know.
Right. Okay. Yeah, folks, you've got to, you know, the reality just step home. You know, stand on one leg and try to move forward.
There you go. And then you'll know what it's like.
Yeah, folks, I would like you to try that. Those of you who are listening and viewing, that would sort of stimulate your interest in the Attach a Leg program. All right, stand on one leg and try to move forward, and that might create some sort of empathy to people who have amputations and might just want you to, you know, encourage you even further to support that event on Saturday. Is there anything we missed?
Well, I don't think so. We've covered it, but I would like to thank everybody for the support, all the sponsors. There's too many people to mention that will go out. But please come if you're interested. Please come and support us. Every single penny that we generate goes back into the business to continue to help people. And hopefully if we raise enough money, we will have an opportunity to bring in an apprentice. There's already a few people that we have in mind, but that would be the next step for us. It would be very valuable. So please come and support us if you can.
Okay. All right, folks, I've been speaking there with Mr. Gylfi Hilmison, who is the founder of the Attach a Leg Grenada. And once again, I want to urge you to go on out on Saturday, this Saturday, to show some support to them at the Sprout Restaurant at the Grenada Yacht Club. Come on out and support our amputee population in Grenada. And I'm challenging you now. Stand on one leg wherever you are and try to step forward. And that will create some form of empathy and give you the urge. We've got a caller on the line. Let's hear what this caller have got to say. Good morning, caller.
Yes, good morning, sir, and good morning to your guests. As a person with a disability in this here country and an advocate for the rights of people with disabilities, I'm extremely moved by hearing this gentleman, an Icelandic native, coming to Grenada to try to help us. I really do appreciate, sir, from the bottom of my heart, what you are attempting to do, or what you are doing for our people. Because if a person lost a limb or so, it doesn't mean that's the end of him. Save and accept he or she deprived of that right to overcome it with the assistance of the state and private entity. I do appreciate it, what you're doing to help our people in this here country. One day I'd meet you somewhere wrong. Don't worry. I urge you, therefore, to continue to enjoy Grenada, what we have to offer, and to continue to work to assist our people. And at the same time, I'd like to say this to the state of Grenada. It's just about time that you intervene to guarantee that the people with disabilities in this country, at whatever realm, at whatever level, or whatever intensity, that they get what they're expected to have to live a normal life as any other in this here country. It's just about time. Obey the United Nations Convention on the Rights of People with Disabilities. Assist this gentleman in his effort to help our paraplegic people, the people who have lost limbs and otherwise. to advance the quality of life. It is the duty of the state. Article 4 of the Convention of the United Nations, Convention on Rights of People, stipulates crystal clear what state parties shall do. Thank you very much and have a nice day.
Thank you very much, caller.
Thank you. Amen to that. Yeah, he's
preached.
Those were strong words.
Yeah. And I do hope that, we people are sensitized. Maybe what you can do is ever so often submit some literature to us, any initiative that you have that we here at the GBN can assist with what we can in terms of promoting your activities and the work that you are doing, because as the caller intimated, what you are doing is superhuman. No, it is. I don't think that any local in Grenada would have thought of doing this and doing it as a non-profit organization. Someone might have started a business and make monies out of it, but coming, as the caller said, coming from overseas, if you want to use that term, and seeing the need for it in Grenada and initiating such an initiative, that's great.
Well, you can look at it as coming from overseas. To me, it's one world. To me, it's one.
It's now a global village.
To me, we're one people, and if we can't do some good with our lives, help other people along the way, then we're not doing much good at all.
I need to have some more conversations with you. We don't have enough time this morning.
All right.
Yeah, this is great stuff. That is what humanity is supposed to be all about.
Thank you.
That is what's supposed to be all about. So, folks, I was speaking with Mr. Gylfi Hillmanson. As I said, he is the founder of Leg Grenada, and I urge us all to head on down to the Spout restaurant at the Grenada Yacht Club this Saturday. Go on out. It starts from 5.
Yep.
And it will be an evening filled with
music, fun, good prizes, good cheer, good food. Akeem will be there, sing a song or two.
Yes.
I'm a musician as well. Some people know me as a musician as well.
What instrument do you play?
Guitar, baby.
We need to connect. You need to teach me some chords.
Okay.
Yeah, you need to teach me some progression of the chords.
Yep.
All right. Well, folks, this is where we wrap up with Mr. Hillmanson this morning. And again, in closing, I urge you to go on out there and give your support to this very worthy cause. We'll be back after these messages. Don't you go anywhere. Don't move a muscle.
I was out playing with my friend Kevin, and he was really moody, kinda sad and angry at the same time. I asked him what was the matter. Someone in his family had been doing mean things to him. He said he had to keep it a secret. So I asked Kevin, is it a good secret or a bad secret? He said he didn't know. I explained good secrets are cool things like a surprise party or a gift for a special occasion. A bad secret is when someone hurts or harms you and tells you not to tell anyone. Sometimes they might give you little things to make sure you don't tell. That's another bad secret to keep. That's mean and controlling. Kevin said it definitely fell into the bad secret category. I felt this was something an adult should help with. Because as a child, when someone hurts you, you can feel really alone and afraid. And the best people to help you are the ones you love and really, really trust. I asked him if there was any adult that he trusted. So we worked up a little plan for Kevin to talk to one of them. A while after that, I could see my friend was doing much better. Now we tell all our pals about good secrets and bad secrets so that we can all feel brave, safe, and strong. Break the silence. Child abuse is one secret you should never keep.
Let's mingle and jingle.
You mean...
Welcome back, viewers and listeners. With the hectic schedule this morning with our two guests coming in studio, we did not get much, to interact, get you in, into the conversation. Just want to check, the Facebook page. Let me see what. Okay. Good morning, GBN Grenada and Carriacou and PD Matnik. All right. Well, we didn't have much of a conversation, but folks, I just want to. I want to go back to this, where that initiative, they attach a leg. I'm touched. I am really touched by this gentleman, Mr. Hillminson. I want us to really go out and support that activity on Saturday. All right, it's happening at the Grenada Yacht Club. It starts from 5. It's gonna be an afternoon and evening of good entertainment. As he said, Akeem will be there, plus other entertainment, raffle and everything. This is what you call a worthy cause, because we have to be real. We are seeing an increase in amputees in Grenada. All right, an increase in amputees in Grenada, and to get prosthetics, it's not cheap. And as the caller said earlier, it's not just amputees, but I think it's time that we take a closer look at, our physically challenged people in Grenada, not necessarily only the amputees, but people who have other, impurities. It's important that we look at them, the relevant authorities give you support. But this one in particular, I love this because I happen to have an idea as to the cost for a prosthetic leg. And it's not an easy one. So I urge us once again in closing this morning's program to go out and support that venture on Saturday. It's happening at the Grenada Yacht Club at the Sprout Restaurant. Go on out and support. Until then, bye-bye. We've got to join the BBC at 8. See you. Bye-bye.